Timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a play fake here on first down. And complete right side to Cook. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks. And plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Second and 13. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. They're going to look to throw.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Once again, they run with Mixon. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Bengals bring out their punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this ball's going to be touched down just shy of midfield. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now here's Bradley Pinion now.
$35 yards that time on the punt.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from...
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Joe Mixon with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
2nd and 4. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On now to punt. Here's Bradley Pinion.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
That one goes for 24 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
And the Vikings are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Out of the gun now on third down. He gets this to Davante Adams. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Excellent play there on third down. Give him 25 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Second and 5.
And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith.
And the Vikings are going to have a first and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Setting up the screen for Cook. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now third and goal.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And he forced this throw, nearly intercepted in the end zone, but it's incomplete. Fortunately, no turnover, but it is fourth down.
Back to throw again. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They throw for it on fourth and goal at the 1. And the Bengals are going to get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line.
Well, both teams practice this situation, and this time the guys on offense won, and in a very nice way. What a run from that position on their own goal line.
Gave them some good breathing room.
I wonder now, do you still stack the line of scrimmage, or do you play normal defense? They may have backed them off with that run.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
They will throw on first down with Burrow.
And he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
So, Charles, you look at this offense. What a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow.
This goes out wide for Mixon. And he is going to have a Bengals first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Mixon with a first down carry. Able to slither by. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
116 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
First down. Here's Burrow. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Ambry Thomas. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half, because that's simply not true. But you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
A quick throw out to Adams on the perimeter. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. And we are keeping a close eye on his catches, a really close eye now, because that's number 899 in his career. The next one will give him 900. Henderson now on 1st and 10.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. The Vikings at 2 and 3 here. They'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. That grab another career milestone for him. 900 career catches now.
All right, the applause is beginning, right? The applause is going on. That puts him just outside the top 20 all-time in the NFL. Next in his sights at 903, Wes Welker.
Rarefied air. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Smith.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. This 3rd down just got even more difficult. 3rd down at 15 after the false start. He'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. But turnovers, obviously, Charles, always costly. But, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
155 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. Past the 20. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
The 26 big yards on that one. It's another 1st down.
But normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or two towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Mixon running right. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
Mixon trying to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals.
Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 128. He's now tied with Marvin Harrison for number 9 on the all-time list. And the Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. A fairly short kick from the 14. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Second down and inches. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow. He's going to take another shot here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Burrow. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to...
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
They'll throw now on the final play. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
It's Mixon on the counter. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 34-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder, because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
169 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. And he'll find Chase on the right side, complete. Burrow to his old LSU teammate Chase for a Bengal first.
Running left, it's Mixon.
He's got it to the 43 here.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
11 MT, 11 MT. 11, 11, 11, 11.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. That last play, though, not indicative of the night he's had running the football.
No, you're exactly right about that, because all through this evening, it's been their night, hasn't it? One play here, they get it against them. I wouldn't worry about that very much at all. Just continue to do what they've been doing.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And some room to roam now. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Burrow.
Got a man open. It's Chase.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. They get 5 on the run, but it leaves them with a tough 3rd and goal forthcoming.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
11, 11, 11.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Burrow looking to pass. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time. McPherson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. The throw over the middle taken in. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Back to throw now on first down. It's Miller, complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards, the final tally. They'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And that's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bengals will get the football back. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Back to Mixon on second down.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
193 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. A handoff running left, Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Here we go.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43.
11.
And they go play action now. Burrow.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
11.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
A Bengal 1st down on the 16-yard pickup there.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. That one looks like he'll throw here.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
They're passing here. Joe Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11th. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal.
From the right hash, and this one just a chipping.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Seven Pirates.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He goes right back to Adams. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. High throw, but the catch is made. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to 26. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Bengals, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.